Students, in continuation with the series of lectures for the lockdown period, we would be discussing on the topic. We would be providing some tips on improving employability and being self-employed. See what happens obtaining a degree and having a qualification behind your name. It is no longer enough to guarantee you the job that you would really dream of or would you like to serve. As each year passes by, the job market is actually becoming competitive with new graduates coming in through various universities and institutions. To pass this huge amount of applicants, now employers now have to look beyond your education history. They also want to ensure that their potential employee possesses all the necessary and sufficient skills to work for their company and with their team, meaning thereby that having good employability skills would increase your prospect of getting the job you want. It would also increase your self worth and reputation. Employers look for a range of skills in each employee. Some skills which are suited to a specific career, and others are more general form of skills. Today we'll be discussing 7 effective skills in general form that would enhance or boost up your employability. To begin with, technology skills. This digital age demands good technology and computer skills, no matter which career field you are in. Basic computers is a general requirement for any workforce. It increases efficiency in the workplace, which employers are looking for. Now, learning these computer skills is also a simple task nowadays with lots of online and offline available courses available. You can also extend your knowledge of technology and learn these new technical skills by subscribing to technical magazines or watching technical videos. This will help you build up a useful perspective on various technical insights and innovation that you can apply to your career and personal life. Next in the series is communication skills. As you know, in any working environment, the environment is built up by people. You have to work with people, whether or whether you are interacting with clients or your customers, people are everywhere. So the most important, one of the most important skill to have when it comes to working with people is communication. Good communication skills allow you to get your points and ideas across another person and to make you understand clearly. You can improve your skills of communication by joining various platforms, maybe public speaking, maybe debate groups or societies, or such formats. Even beyond that, if you want to go ahead, you can do is record yourself and assess where are you lacking, what are your gestures, how you speak, how it is desirable, right? And what is your body language. Using too much of I knows, ums, yeah, these kind of things will can be avoided recording. Another in the point is networking skills. Yeah, we are not talking here about computer networking. Students, we are talking about building authentic relationships, the art and science, right? That will actually lead you to the journey of success. Networking offers both you and the company you work for valuable ways to develop meaningful business relationships that can be leveraged for greater success. It's also true that when it is said, it is not about what you know, but who you know, because networking can open many doors to you in any stage of your career path. You can develop networking skills by getting involved through charitable institutions, attending career fairs, being a part of youth boards or committees. You can also research your career field and job market to ensure that you stay on the top of your career, what's happening there, to get the inside information, right, about a certain profession or career field, right, that demands of you. These all can happen through networking. Coming with an example over here, right, for a very simple example in sales, what happens when you are not getting through to your target? You try to approach somebody who is known to you, who can be helpful to you to meet up your target. And If it is finally done, that is where you are really putting it up. That is where your networking skills have worked upon. Another in the series is teamwork skills. It is a necessity to have and work with a team. A majority of your time is spent in the workplace will be working and interacting with your colleagues in a team setting. Even if you are working solely on a specific task or on a specific project, you will interact with people, right? Other people in the company, other people in the project, or somewhere who are there to help you out or support you in the project. So at the end of the day, what you need to do is be a part of the team, right? Work as a team partner. So it is important that you have sufficient teamwork skills. Now, to learn teamwork skills, what you can do, you can join a sports, any team sports you can join, right? It will help you in building your teamwork skills. You can join a dance troupe or a dance class. They also help in building your teamwork skills. You can help. You can also join a choir group that work in a team, because the rhythm breaks down of a choir if even one of the slightest mistake is there. You can also volunteer yourself. Volunteering also offers many ways to build solid teamwork skills while also building your experience and other skills. Next in the series is organizational skills. Organization means arranging, to learn how to arrange things, consolidate. Good organization skills mold you into becoming more proficient, reliable, and punctual, which are all the values that any employer would seek out for. Companies need to run properly, like a well oiled machine, smoothly without any hindrance or obstacle. So, employers will avoid any sense of disorder or unreliability. This is why you need to ensure that you build your organizational skills now so that you will be effective and valued in your workplace. Many young people will find building organizational skills to be challenging, especially if you learn in a more sporadic or spontaneous manner. One way you can counteract this is to make organizing and planning fun. For example, what you can do is you can take the opportunity, plan an event or a trip with your friends, colleagues, right? And enjoy that trip. But this will also help you in testing your ability to plan, to arrange, to carry out the activities so that the trip is fun and it is through smoothly. Next is self motivation. That's a part of building confidence. Together with teamwork, an employer also wants to see that you are able to work well independently on your own. Independent working takes self motivation, self confidence, and willingness to take initiative to begin first. And without this, many tasks cannot be accomplished properly. Now, the best way to improve your self motivation is boost up your self confidence. This can be done by taking the opportunity to learn independently and setting personal goals and coming up with strategies to achieve them. You can also learn to take more initiative by getting involved in community service and social activism, which also has the added benefit of exposing you to the real world situation and learning valuable skills. This is the key self motivation, because if you cannot start by yourself, if you cannot move by yourself, then it is very difficult to work anywhere, whether you are working in any organization, irrespective of whatever part you play. Another in the series comes adaptability. Adaptability is how you can change. Change is constant, everybody knows. It applies to the workplace as well. Being able to adapt to change, being flexible to allow you to think quickly, right, and work well under pressure. Employers look out for this kind of ability, and people who are actually open to and adapt change with a positive mindset, then they have a desire to learn. To learn adaptability, what you can do is you can work for voluntary organizations, or you can also look into and sign for work experiencing programs. You can also develop your creative skills, which will actually expand your learning and thought processes so that you are able to come up with creative solutions, especially under pressure. Adaptability is the key to become focused, to be a part, to become a team leader, and to turn on the processes into situations which are favorable to you. These skills that we have talked about are not only useful in being employable, but these can also be useful when you feel or you think that you can be self-employed. Being self-employed is one of the most, I would say, dreamt about fantasy or a fantasy of most people. But then, when you think of the pros and cons of being self-employed, it is really challenging. There are many reasons to become self-employed. You can be your own boss. That is one of the main reasons. Definitely, yes, that you will consider that I'll be my own boss. That's why I would like to go self-employed. Weighing up the pros and cons will allow you to make a more informed decision. So you should assess the pros and cons of being self-employed, considering what you have in you. For being taking this biggest decision, what you can do is you can assess the pros and cons of being self-employed. To go on with the pros of self-employed, right? When you think of being self-employed, there are many positive sides, and some of them we will be discussing. You can explore your creative and entrepreneurial side. You can be a risk taker. You want to be a risk taker. You want to explore yourself in a different ways. Self-employment provides you that opportunity so that you can function in different manners, explore new possibilities. You will also have more flexibility and control for such things as hobby. That is a main attraction. I can pursue my hobby and I can earn with that also. I can be self-employed. That is another positive that we can look forward. Another pro, your work can be more varied as you can work on different projects at the same time. See what business people do. They start up a project, they go through the project, establish it, and in the meantime, they are looking for another project, or they are looking for another investment programs, or they are looking for another ventures. Now, these are certain varied kind of steps that you can take after being self-employed. Now, that gives you a boost. You want to become self-employed. Another addition to the positivity is it has a potential to earn money, more money than your being an employee. Every employee has a limit. There is a package to a specified particular kind of a job. Beyond that, it is not mentioned. So what you can do, if you want to go beyond that, you can go self-employed. That can be your attraction. You could be able to ditch the commute. Whenever you are an employee, it is a kind of essentiality to commute between the workplace and your home or other places, right? You can ditch that commuting. You can be able to perform from home, or you can choose your own working space wherever possible. Lots of people are doing it. I have been through people, met people who have their stores, franchise stores, in 5 different cities, and they live in one city, and from there they operate through various networking and the various technical areas available. Another is being self-employed, and it gives you the chance to explore your creative side. Creative side, when there are situations, what you try to think differently, you try to decide differently, you try to take decisions, alternatives, situations, so that the situation is favorable to you. Now that is what? That is building up your creative. You can explore this creative side of yours. These are certain positivities. Now we think of consequences of being self-employed. Yes, before taking into the plunge, there are risks of costs involved. So you can think of that. You should rather think of that before moving into the venture. You should consider how to find route or market of acquiring clients. It is challenging. Initially, it is challenging to acquire clients, to move into the market, to acquire the market. But then, if you want to be self-employed, you have to pass through that phase. Another consequence, your income is not guaranteed. Any self-employed person is not guaranteed with a fixed income. It can be more, it can be less, depending on whatever parameter you are working upon. But yes, you can consider it, you can go beyond. Another consequence or another negative side, disadvantage is if you take a holiday or you are unable because of sickness to work, then what you do? You lose certain incomes which can be earned if you would have been working as a self-employed. But then these are situations, these are part of the games. These can be temporary challenges, but I don't think these can be permanent kind of disadvantages. Another thing is you have to pay loans, mortgages, or rents, which are fixed. Maybe the incomes are not as much, or you are still striving for those incomes. But then, if you want to go beyond, you have to strive for it. Working in a lonely manner, if you have a proprietorship firm or if you are working on a sole basis, it can be a lonely kind of an existence, a feeling that may actually depress you or make you anxious. But then again, being an entrepreneur, being into self-employed, you should get over it. And yes, the most important, being self-employed at the same time requires to maintain a work-life balance. It is really challenging because being self-employed is a 24-hour job, and maintaining your life along is a difficult and a challenging task. But yes, people do it, and people move beyond. So after discussing the pros and cons of being self-employed, let's come down to the certain points that you should consider before becoming self-employed. Maybe practically, if we are talking about, set up a business account. If you want to be self-employed, separate your business accounts with your savings accounts. You have to separately open up a business bank account. If you will be working from home, check your tenancy agreements or mortgage payments or agreements. You might be contravening any kind of terms, because when you are on rent, then the landlords have certain strict conditions imposed or maybe discussed in the agreement that you would not operate any business from this place. If it is so, then you are contravening. So you really have to consider that and change the agreement, or you have to change the place. Sort out insurance. Why? Because your public liability insurance or professional indemnity insurance, these insurance are to be considered when you are thinking of being self-employed. Think more about a pension. Why I am saying this? Because you have to invest in yourself. Nobody is going to, because being an employee, the company invests into your pension, and a part you also invest. But when being self-employed, you have to invest it by yourself. So keep it more. You have to invest more. Ultimately, what you can do is decide in deciding to become a self-employed, if it is the right thing for you, is make yourself fully aware of the risks and advantages involved. This topic actually is very vast, but yes, these tips would help you to move into being self-employed. I would also be discussing certain options that you can start from home also. There are different ways to start from home in these kind of conditions when we are in lockdown, or even if you want to be self-employed and work from home, you do not want to afford the mortgages or the fixed incomes, right? There are certain ideas that might work for you, because these are working for life. Working from home is actually a very, I would say, years old concept. You can start from working from home. Even if we talk of cottage industries, what are those work from home people, those who are working from home? Now you have to really assess whether it is right for you. There are pros and consequences of working from home also. Now the pros of working from home: the first is the advantage, a low investment business idea which has fewer overhead costs. So your business idea should be such that it could be operated from home and your overhead cost would reduce, right? Plus the potential tax deductions that you can claim through working from home. This is an advantage that attracts working from home. The option to sell products or services locally or internationally from the same place. It provides you the opportunity for that also. You can have a flexible work-life balance, which is ideal if you stay at home as a parent, you are a single parent, or you are sharing work with your partner, right? Or you are a retired person. Even then, you want to stay at home and work, you can do that. That's an advantage. You can create a family business where your relations or your spouse can work with you as and when needed, right? These are certain advantages. Now, there are consequences also. You might need to convert space in your home to serve the needs of your home business, maybe to hold inventory, maybe to create a home office with kind of equipments, office equipments you require, maybe some kind of a storage area, which might be challenging, seeing your home or home size, or maybe the availability of space in your place, right? And it might at times disrupt the life at home. Another disadvantage, you still have to comply with any regulations that pertain to business you want to start. Supposedly, you need to rent a commercial kitchen if you want to start or sell foods, and you have to have a license of Food and Drug Association, right? Another disadvantage, your business may outgrow your home and require you to rent additional space and hire employees. Then you have to move on. Working from home offers you a lot of freedom, but it can also be lonely, right? This might be difficult if you enjoy being people around you. Even then, if you think that you should go or start from home, then there are certain business ideas that you can start today. First of that is buy products in bulk and sell them online. So lots of people are doing it. They are storing products, especially in this period. You must be observing your neighbors or your uncles or your friends or even somebody of your known ones, right? Who are storing goods, and they are providing those goods through bulk, selling them online. By either they have their own site or they are selling it through some other site. Like for example, Amazon offers you, right, a platform where you can share your product. They will take a margin of that, and you can sell your product through that. You can stock the product at your place, and you can start that business. Sell homemade products. Lots of people are doing this business. You can start up a commercial kitchen. You can start up a workshop, right? People are even making pickles at home, and they are selling these pickles to the outlets. You can, and even to the delivery to the people at their homes. There are lots of other projects that you can sell, right? Made homemade. People are selling homemade chocolates. People are selling homemade cookies, right? You can sell homemade jewelry. If you are good at designing jewelry at your home, making jewelry at your home, you can design apparels. People running boutiques, right? They are doing that. They are handmade products they are working upon. Another is start a drop shipping store. Now, what is a drop shipping store? Drop shipping store is a concept wherein you partner with third party who is manufacturing the product. You tell them that you will be purchasing their product, and you will be selling it to your client, and they will be shipping it for you. So what you need to do only is to be the link between the customer and the seller, right? What you do, you have your own entity. You ask the customer that this is the product I am selling, this is the brand that I am selling. What you do, you ask the manufacturer to pack that particular product and ship it to that customer which you have asked him to, and you can have your share or margin which you have actually billed for, or which you have really put it in between. Another way of starting a home-based business is start a print-on-demand business. It's working wonders. You can print T-shirts, you can print books, you can print hats, backpacks, cushions, blankets, pillows, mugs, shoes, whatever you like. You may start that business, and it is flourishing because people now want is something peculiar. They have their tastes and preferences. They want, you see, you must have gone through the examples wherein people have got their mugs printed. I got one of those mugs from one of my ex institutions, right, distributed to all the students who were attending that particular alumni function. So you can have that. Sell your service or expertise. If you are good at tutoring, you have certain expertise on your business, start tutoring. If you are good at house cleaning, you can start a house cleaning company. That's your service. If you are a freelance writer, write for people, write for their ideas. If you are a personal trainer, work for them, right? You can provide your service to them. Providing virtual assistance. If you are good at computers, help them out, teach them things to be technically able, and draw and make certain softwares or whatever they demand for, right? Or marketing for a particular product. People know how to manufacture product. There are people who don't know. They seek help of specialized person to market. Be a marketer person. Designer. This is your service. You can be a designer from your home only. All you need to do is have a desktop or a laptop, whatever you want to have, with certain softwares built in or purchased. And if you know how to design, then you can begin with it. Productize your service or expertise. Now, if you are a tutor, how can you productize your service? You can become specialized. For instance, if you are a commerce teacher, what you would do, you will start courses in commerce. You can start tele based courses. You can start accounting based courses, right? These short term courses or long term courses would help you in enhancing your expertise. You can productize, right? The tele software from so and so company, the accounting teachings from so and so company. There are people who are doing their expertise in downloading the reports and getting the status in a particular form and then providing it to the people who need them. That's another way, right? You can productize. That's your specialty. You can merchandise. What you can do, you can go, you can be an outsourcer. You can do it for people. You can source the products. You can deliver it to them. You can ask them to produce those products. You can tell them that these are the products, these can be new, which could run into the market. Another is grow an audience that you can monetize. See here, the networking skill will work for you. What are people at Instagram doing? They are generating money. How they are generating money? Because they have lots of people to monetize upon. They have an audience set whom they monetize upon. Right? This you can do very easily if you are really a people's person or you have enhanced your skill of being a particular networking skill person. It actually depends on how the niche you choose to serve. There can be a niche area. You have your WhatsApp groups. If so many WhatsApp groups you have and you have such kind of following, what you can do, if there are certain companies you want to move into those areas, or they want to have a target of that particular number of groups, what you can do is you can earn from that also. Now this is how you monetize when you have loyal audiences. But to create loyal audiences, you really have to be good at networking. Or yes, you have to be patient, you have to be consistent, and you have to be focused. You have to work with people. People are making money on YouTube. You can start a blog, right? Or in the last, you can buy a e-commerce business. Already learning e-commerce business. There are lots of e-commerce businesses already set up, ready to sell, because might be they are going into another businesses, or they have another option to work with, or they want to sell off and start a different option, or they might not be able to run that particular entity, but you feel that you can run that entity. Now this decision requires a lot of ability. First, you need to suit your budget, whatever you try to buy out, what experience you have in that particular area, or what how many people you have with you who can really work for those experience areas, right? Because investing money is another thing, acquiring business is another thing, but working on it really requires certain skill sets, which we have already talked about. There is an untapped potential where you can really grow, right? In these home-based businesses, you can find, right? To close, what I would like to say is you can find a business that really works for you if you want to do the home-based business. All you have to do is start small, grow slowly, and invest conservatively, sorry. Especially when you can cut out and costs of renting of office or overhead costs. So think of starting your own business, but think with a goal. I'll repeat the same thing: start small, grow slow, and invest conservatively. Thank you.